trick.
This is good news. We can get you to a hospital.
No, I am not the priority here.
Lieutenant, I'm not just gonna leave you here.
I'm giving you an order, rookie!
Originally released in 1998, Resident Evil 2 was an iconic game of its era that has been fully updated using modern technology, and we might be looking at a near-perfect remake. There are enough similarities between the original and this new version to get the nostalgic juices flowing, while it looks polished and modern enough to usher in a whole new generation of fans. And there are a few new surprises thrown in to keep returning players on edge throughout. The story is pretty similar to that of the original, with a few twists along the way. Once again, you take charge of two characters, Leon and Claire, as they follow different paths around Raccoon City. Leon, a rookie cop, and Claire, who is looking for her brother Chris from the first game, find themselves thrown together and decide to head to the local police station in search of answers.
What the fuck?
You can choose whose story to follow, and while the first act in the police station has some different dialogue, it's fundamentally the same story of running around, opening doors, finding keys, solving puzzles, and tooling up. After that, Capcom starts to mix things up a little. The controls and aiming of the weapons feel natural and intuitive. There are 3 modes: Standard, Hardcore, where you need ink ribbons to save in the typewriters, and Assisted. Assisted helps you aim the weapon and get more hits, and considering there is a distinct lack of ammo required to kill everything, it's a nicer, more relaxed way to play, especially when you're playing in near total darkness. In fact, the lighting effects help to set the scene perfectly. There are periods of time when it's very dark and the flashlight has to come out, and these parts of the game are particularly unnerving as your field of view is limited, especially when you hear the groans of zombies echoing around the corridor. The zombies themselves look fantastic. They keep getting up until, well, they don't. You can blow their legs off and they keep dragging themselves along the floor relentlessly. They burst through doors and smash through windows. You never feel safe. The only surefire way to put them down is to shoot them in the head. Even then, there is a chance that they can get back up. We love this, as you can never relax because at any time, one of them might reanimate. There are so many jumps and scares, such as bodies falling out of cupboards and zombies bursting out of nowhere. It was one worry that was addressed by Capcom, as the originals used fixed cameras to hide jump scares, but they've adapted the camera well for the shocks this time around. Similarly, the quality of the audio helps a lot with this, and the moans of zombies seem to come from all around and panic you. The snarls of dogs or the growls of lickers have you flicking the screen around in pure panic. Once the main campaign is over, it opens up the second run for the other character. It means that effectively you have 4 versions of the same story to play through. The puzzle items are in different locations and they've switched up the starting points to make things feel different. The tyrant Mr. X also appears much sooner along with the beasts found in different locations. All of that doesn't even include the fact that Capcom has already confirmed Hunk and Tofu back as bonus characters. The only real issues we saw with the game were minor ones. The fact you couldn't shoot zombies through glass or that they couldn't wander into certain areas. The only other thing was that we thought that the end was a little abrupt. However, when it's all said and done, what we have here is a great game that'll win over new fans as well as satisfy veterans looking for some nostalgia. It's satisfying to control and the story is amazing. And the whole thing is wrapped up with the great sound and excellent visuals. It's a timeless classic, which has been brilliantly resurrected from the dead and brought back for a whole new generation of gamers. And it's a must-play for anyone who loves survival horror, regardless of whether they are familiar with the original or not.
And don't make my mistake. If you see one of those things, uniform or not, you do not hesitate.